Hey guys, my name is Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be going through some new products that I've picked up from the drugstore, specifically Walmart. Walmart is actually one of my favorite places to pick up beauty products from because they're so affordable and you would really be surprised at how much variety they have. A few of these products are brand new to the store and a few of them are just new to me, things I've kind of had my eye on for a while and I just wanted to try, and I did restock on one of my old favorites. So if you want to see what I picked up from Walmart, just keep on watching. But before we get into the product, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button down below, I would really appreciate it and I would love to have you here, and that way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Okay, so as you can see, I am barefaced right now. The only thing I have right now is my brows. The first product that I did want to talk about is the face wash that I was able to pick up from Walmart. This is the Garnier SkinActive Soothing Cleansing Milk. This is the one made with rose water. So the reason that I wanted to pick this one up is because I have been using for a while now the Soothing Facial Mist in the same rose scent, which I do really enjoy. I think it has a nice rose scent. It's not overpowering. I like to use it in the evening after my skincare. It's a little bit hydrating, but it's nothing too much. I just kind of mostly like the scent. I feel like it's relaxing. So the claims of the face wash is that it's formulated with rose water. This cleansing milk perfectly removes makeup and impurities without stripping the skin of its natural moisture barrier. Skin is left feeling calmed and smooth, suitable for sensitive skin. So now the directions say to apply this to dry skin and gently massage it in. I think that's what a lot of like makeup removers kind of, those are the directions for them. But this I've just been using as a regular face wash, wetting my face. I don't think it's the best at removing makeup. It does a pretty good job, but I typically still have a little bit of mascara or eyeliner left behind after this. The thing that I do like is that I do feel like it's very hydrating and soothing. Again, it has that same kind of like light rose scent, which I really enjoy. The one thing I will say, I do feel like you can like, not like a film, but you can feel it on your skin after you use it. It almost feels like you put a moisturizer on. So if you don't kind of like feeling like that, that might be something to be wary of. I do kind of like it because I feel like my skin has been so oily now, but I feel like I'm almost over focusing on oil-free products or mattifying, clarifying, things like that, and I feel like it's almost just drying my skin out more. I feel like this actually has been working pretty well, and it just, you know, it doesn't make me oily, but it feels like, you know, I'm replenishing what my skin needs, so I really do enjoy it. And then in case you're wondering, it is a vegan formula, and it says it's made without parabens, dyes, silicones, or sulfates. So now that my skin is nice and clean and I've toned, I've also moisturized, I'm ready to go in with my primer. So now I did pick up a new primer. I do believe it is fairly new to the drugstore. It still had new on the shelf at Walmart, the little label next to it. This is the e.l.f. Matte Oil Control Primer. I have been using the matte blotting mist from the same line for a while now. I do kind of like this. I do wear it under makeup, kind of as like a primer water almost, and then I will sometimes also set my makeup with it. But I wanted to try the actual primer. So now for the claims with this, it says this clay-infused primer helps control oil for a lasting mattified complexion. Smoothing yet lightweight formula helps blur the appearance of pores while combating excess oils with kaolin, clay, and tea tree. So I don't know if you can see that here. It almost is like a silicone texture, which I don't typically like. I feel like they almost make me more oily usually. But this one, I do feel like it actually does help to keep me matte. I've been using it for a couple of days now. So I just kind of put that in my T-zone. I don't use too much because I don't think you need it. It does feel nice and soft and smooth. I think it does help to blur my pores in this area a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I think you can kind of tell it did take a little bit of the shine away. So now for foundations, I don't have anything new from the drugstore right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and go in with one of my other ones. I'm going to use my new Morphe sponge to apply it. This is not new to the market, it's new to me. I've never tried it before. But this is also kind of like around a drugstore price. I believe it was $8, and so far I'm really liking it. I'm liking the texture, but I'm not sure yet if I like it better than the original Beauty Blender, but I'll have to keep testing it out to see. Okay, now the foundation is on, so the next thing I'm going to do is go in with this new concealer. This is the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Under Eye Concealer, and I picked mine up in the shade 05 Ivory. This I've only tested out once before, and I didn't think anything, you know, that it was super special about it, but I didn't think it was bad, so I'm just going to give it another try. I feel like this is a little bit thick, so I don't want to use too much. Okay, so that's the concealer all blended in. I think it blended out pretty nicely, but again, nothing about it is really like standing out to me. I'm still getting like little creases under my eyes, but that's normal. So I do think it is a good, more affordable option, but I don't think it's something you need to like run out and get right now. So the next thing that I picked up is not new, but it's kind of like an old forgotten favorite, like an oldie but goodie. So this is the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. This is the one that is definitely like a dupe for the It Bye Bye Pores powder. Unfortunately, mine has already broken, so I just need to be super careful with that. But I do love this. I really think it does a great job at blurring out your pores. And I really don't think, you know, it's necessary to purchase the It one, because this one is seriously exactly the same for only, I think, $6. So I'm just going to go ahead with my little brush from Flower Beauty and set down everywhere we put the concealer, but I'm also going to use this to kind of set the foundation as well. Pack it into, you know, anywhere you have bigger pores. It'll really help to blur those out. Alright, so I also just quickly went in with bronzer. I just used my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one is in the shade Sunkissed. This was not necessarily something that's new at the drugstore. The butter bronzer has been around for a while. It's pretty popular, but Physicians Formula has recently expanded their shade range. First it was just in the shade bronzer, now they have light bronzer. They have this one here, again, this is the Sunkissed. They have deep bronzer. I also want to say they have one called like Contour. So if the original butter bronzer wasn't quite the right shade for you, but you always wanted to try it, check it out now. They do have a lot more options. Then once I finished with the bronzer, I did just go back in with a light layer of the e.l.f. HD powder again, just to buff everything together. And now I was able to find a new highlight at the drugstore or Walmart, and you know, we all love a good drugstore highlighter, so I really wanted to try this one. This is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Highlighter. I believe they came out with about 4 of these shades. I picked mine up in the shade Snow Much Ice, or the shade 100. I believe this was the lightest shade, or second to lightest shade. It did come with a little puff here, and it's in this little container, kind of just like their powder is. I don't think I would really apply highlighter with that, but it does come with that. So I'll just swatch a little bit for you here. So this is a pretty fair shade, but it does kind of have like a pinky undertone. So that is the shade there. So you can see it's kind of like a little bit of an icy pink. It does have a little bit of a champagne undertone to it as well. So now I do like it. I think the shade's really pretty. I'm just going to put a little bit into the cap here. You don't need a lot. It is a little bit glittery, I think, but if you just buff it out, I think you're pretty much just left with the color, and it is super pretty. So I'm just going to use this little setting brush from Real Techniques, which you can also find at Walmart. Start buffing that on. You can see it's a really pretty color, but it is intense, so be careful. I always like to do a little on my Cupid's bow and the bridge of my nose. A little on the chin. I like a little on the chin. And then we'll do a little all over. So there's the highlight. I did go a little crazy with it, but I just wanted to show you. I think the color is really pretty. I don't know that it's my most favorite formula ever, and I really don't typically like loose highlighters. I just feel like they're kind of messy. I just prefer the press form. Now that's all the face products that I picked up, but right now I'm going to quickly do a little eyeshadow look, and then I will be back to show you the final product. Okay, so I just went ahead and did the eyes and the lips. If you're interested in what I used, I will leave the details down below in the description box. But now I'm going to move on to the last product that I picked up. So this is from Sally Hansen. This is the Airbrush Legs Illuminator in the shade Nude Glow. So it says just for legs, but I'm going to use it like on my chest and shoulders and see what we think. I am going to the beach this weekend, so it might be a good time to test it out then as well. I wanted to pick this up because I have used the Sally Hansen to like airbrush. It's like in the spray can almost type thing. It's like an instant tanner for your leg. It's kind of like body makeup. But so this has a roller ball on it, as you can see. I don't know if I have to shake it, the directions. Lightweight illuminator gives legs a natural looking radiant glow. Rollerball glides on smoothly and gives a cooling sensation. Can be applied on collarbone, shoulders, and décolletage for a head to toe glow. Okay, remove cap and roll down the center of your legs. Layer to achieve desired glow. Blend with fingertips. Use a loner on top of your favorite. Yes, the Airbrush Legs leg makeup. Wash hands after use. Okay. I hope it's not too dark for me. I'm gonna start in places I would like put like a highlighter. It doesn't seem like a whole lot of product is coming out at once, which you know isn't a bad thing. I don't know that I love applying it with fingers. Alright, it says layer to achieve desired glow, so I need a little more for my desired glow. Maybe I'll try and use the beauty blend or the beauty sponge. As far as the color, I'm pretty fair. I'm not self-tanned or anything now. Kind of almost has like a rose gold color to it. Okay, you can see a little bit on my shoulders there, but I don't know, I don't really think it's worth it. It doesn't do a whole lot. But I'm going to take it to the beach with me this weekend and see, you know, maybe it'll show up better when I have a tan and stuff. But for right now, I say pass. Alright, so that's all the products that I have to test out for you today. So I'm just going to do kind of a quick recap on all of them. So as far as the face wash, I definitely think this is a good one, especially if you have sensitive or dry skin. And even if you have oily to combination skin like me, I think it, you know, does give a lot of good hydration back to your skin, and I do really like this scent. The concealer and the highlighter, I feel like I could go either way on these. I feel like the concealer was okay. I do feel like I'm creasing a bit, but I didn't really bake or do anything like that, so that might have been the problem. But I think it's, you know, an average drugstore concealer. And then the highlighter, I think, is super pretty. I would just say be careful because it is a little bit glittery. The primer I am so far really liking. I think I have to keep testing it out. You know, I so far think it's been pretty good. You know, it is pretty warm here where I live, and I do think it's been doing a pretty good job of keeping me matte. I also feel like it does do a fairly decent job of filling in the pores. But I would say probably the one takeaway from this video would be the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. I think this is a must-have in your collection. I think it really does a beautiful job of blurring out the pores, and it's just kind of a nice finishing powder. You know, buffing this quickly over your whole face after you do, you know, your bronzer, blush, highlight, everything. It just kind of blends everything nicely together. And the one thing I would say pass would be probably this Airbrush Legs Illuminator from Sally Hansen. I think it's a pretty color. I do like that it dries down. It's not sticky, but I just don't feel like there's enough color payoff. There's not enough highlight for me. So for this one, I would say pass on. But that's all the products that I've got for today's video. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below letting me know your current favorite drugstore products for the summertime. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video. I would love to have you here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that I see you in the next one. Bye guys.